You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rhodes Rants for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about NFL Hall of Famer, Baltimore Raven legend, Ray Lewis. He has come out and he has hammered the NFL over some things involving how they play the game now. He has hammered the players for their lack of loyalty to organizations and to owners. And I understand Ray Lewis had some issues very, very early on. Nobody really knows exactly what the hell happened involving Ray Lewis. But he did go well out of his way after the fact to try to put his best foot forward. A lot of people have very mixed feelings about Ray Lewis. I liked Ray Lewis. I thought he had a great career. I admired the fact that he stayed with one team and he was loyal. And I don't think we see that nearly enough these days. And frankly, he played defense back when, the league still had some defense. And he also gives an explanation of why so many people do still watch the game. And I think he is spot on. NFL legend Ray Lewis, unhappy with the state of the league. The essence of the game is leaving. In the first half of the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs were flagged 8 times. Enough for Hall of Famer Ray Lewis to turn the TV off in frustration. Quote, "I can't watch it," he told Fox News. "I've seen this before. I don't want to watch this." The NFL, Lewis said, is not the same as when he took the field in '96 as a rookie. Quote, "It's a league that has made it hard to watch as a defensive player. The art of why the game started, tackling. The big hit, the change in the course of the game. Changing the way the players from the offensive side think about the defensive side. When you got to attack Dick Butkus or Mike Singletary," Lewis said, adding, "The essence of the game is leaving." He believes his sentiment is shared with fans across the league. "You can't go nowhere, and that's not the conversation." Adding, he only believes people keep engaged in football right now is because of fantasy and gambling. I think he is largely right. The only thing to me that's saving the game or making the game, the rating so high is fantasy, the gambling. Like there's no loyalty in sports. The game used to be about loyalty. If you're a Ravens fan, you're a Ravens fan, Lewis said, who played his entire career, 17 years there. He goes on to say, when you think about Baltimore, when you think about the city, you think about one person. That's a legacy. I don't think players even think that far now. Sometimes I think they get mad at management, they get mad at owners, and they just want to do their own thing. And it's like, well, I want out. I get it. I could have said that, we went 3 or 4 years without having a winning season. But I wouldn't leave my city because I wanted to walk on the other side when the game was over. But, maybe I'm a unicorn, one of the last ones. He is not a fan of going to 17 games. The NFL, like most professional leagues, looks to adapt, make changes in the offseason. One such thing is expected to happen next week at the owners' meeting. The league is going to 17 games next week. You can play a lot of games, right? At one time or another, you're going to have to realize you run the player down. And that's why Thursday nights and all those games on Sunday and then a Thursday, the quality of football on one side is going to suffer more than the other. He goes on to talk about the wear and tear of the game. He just got involved with the Professional Fighters League. I absolutely agree with Ray Lewis on 2 things here. Number 1, the NFL ratings, even though they have taken a hit, the NFL ratings are still high. Okay? And what has happened is the NFL has decided to cater to fantasy football. It's a twofold issue because they were trying to course correct because of safety. I think there was an overcorrection. There's too much damn offense in the game these days. That is in large part because of fantasy football. Now, We're getting more and more gambling coming into the scene. States are legalizing it more and more. I've got no issues with gambling. In fact, I'm going to be honest. If they legalize it in Texas, I'm going to probably do some gambling on the NFL. I've got friends that do it right now. And I will tell you, we always talk about a lot of times people aren't watching because of political beliefs. Well, their political beliefs align with mine, and they still watch. Why? Because they are not giving up their sports gambling. Okay? I think it is the only reason the NBA is running at record speed to embrace gambling, because gambling is the only thing that it could even remotely save the NBA, and it's certainly helping the NFL. The other thing is, and he is absolutely right, the offense. I am so sick, of not seeing hard hitters anymore. Guys are running across the middle. There's absolutely no repercussions to it anymore. Rod Woodson, anybody, Ray Lewis. Even not that long ago, Patrick Willis would take your damn head off. I'm a 49ers fan. Okay? All of these defensive players that I grew up with, Ronnie Lott, Lawrence Taylor, all of these guys that would smash you, Darren Woodson from the Dallas Cowboys. Guys weren't running wide open. I'm sick of cornerbacks and safeties not being able to play defense out there. I'm sick of linebackers not being able to send a message to one of these slot receivers that are always running across the middle wide open. I'm sick of it. People swear up and down they don't enjoy a good 20-17 game. But if the game is 17-14 with 2 minutes left and the team's got the ball on the 50, the game gets very interesting. I am sick to death of seeing teams like Kansas City scoring at will. Some of these games barely have one punt. Barely have one punt. That is ridiculous. That is not truly the NFL we all grew up watching, okay? And that is why when we do live streams and we talk about quarterbacks, that's why guys like Joe Montana and Dan Marino, Phil Simms, Troy Aikman, Steve Young, Brett Favre, that's why those guys get so much love from us. Staubach, Terry Bradshaw, because it was a defensive game. It was much harder to throw the ball around. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. I think Ray Lewis is seriously on to something. Are they going to listen to Ray? No. Not a chance. There's too much money in gambling. There's too much money in fantasy. And that is where so much of the viewership is coming from. Unfortunately, what you've also got is you've got younger fans. They're not rooting for teams anymore. They're rooting for players. What the hell? Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.